An argument for drones in the U.S. national parks. Drones have captivated national attention with their dazzling images of a bird's eye view. It has only been in the past few years that an average person could even afford to take these beautiful shots. Drone images are almost commonplace these days, with some of the most popular posts on social media sites having come from a drone, including images from the national park. However, the National Park Service banned any drone use within the national parks in 2012. The national parks have incredible beauty that should be shared and celebrated with the people that own the parks. Drones are a great way to show off this beauty. If the National Park Service continues to enforce a blanket ban on drone use, it will only increase the number of irresponsible drone operators within the park, which is why I want to offer a responsible drone solution. First, let's talk about some reasons why drone use was banned. There are three main reasons drones have been banned by the National Park Service. Let's take a look at each of them. Number one, drones can be noisy and interrupt the nature experience with the national parks. We've all heard the swarm of bees sound of a drone flying nearby. Number two, drones can scare wildlife away as they are not sure how to react when a drone is nearby. Number three, drones that can be dangerous, even deadly, if they fall from the sky. This can damage natural resources or points of beauty in the park. It can also injure park visitors. All three of these sound reasonable, and that's true when looking at them on the surface level. But when we take each one, we can see a different perspective. As far as drones interrupting the outdoor experience, I say that people do far more interrupting than drones. I went on a recent camping trip and heard loud, obnoxious humans all day long. There was no wildlife anywhere nearby because of the noise of loud voices, car alarms, and blaring radios. Even at night, you could hear the rowdy campsites until 2 a.m. Drones are far less obtrusive. The second point is that drones can scare away wildlife with the noise that they make. And again, I think park visitors did far more in scaring away wildlife than any drone has done. A single car alarm could frighten wildlife for a mile. The final critique is that drones can be dangerous to the landscape and the people that visit them. While this is certainly true, there are several steps that can be taken to ensure safe and responsible drone use within the national parks. With anything worthwhile, I think the benefits of drones in national parks outweigh any potential problems. Let's take a look at some of the benefits of drone flights. The beauty of national parks have always inspired and stirred something in the soul of America. Leaders such as Theodore Roosevelt have championed the establishment of national parks for this very reason. Millions of visitors each year are amazed at the beauty our country holds within these untouched lands. The leaders of the national parks have good intentions by banning drone use. They want to protect the natural resources. But we, the people, need to show them that we can use the drone space responsibly. Drone operators must demonstrate that they will promote responsible use. National park beauty deserves to be shared with all. Photographers have captured stunning images for decades. Now cameras are not in the palm of our hands, but they have taken to the skies. As drone operators, our methods may slightly differ, but the goals to celebrate the beauty of the national parks are one and the same. Now that you understand why this drone use can be important to the national parks, let's take a look at how we can achieve this. The national parks need to implement a drone lottery system, similar to that of the most popular hiking trails. This will slow down the number of people flying in popular areas and reduce the footprint on the environment. The national park should allow licensed drone pilots. These pilots have taken an important step towards individual responsibility and have met all FAA guidelines for flying a drone. The national park should require insurance for pilots and drones. It's not about being able to pay for damages, but it encourages responsible drone usage. It encourages responsibility. As you can see, there is a responsible way to allow drone use in the national parks. Following the guidelines of a lottery system, licensed pilots, and the requirements of insurance allow drone use to be responsibly carried out within the national parks. Now that we have looked at some of the possible solutions for drone use in the national parks, let's take a look at how these might actually look if they were acted out today. Illegal drone use in the national parks would dramatically drop, as there would now be a pathway to responsible drone flights. The national park would have more data on drone use, who, when, and where. They can use this data to better plan and develop. This data will ultimately help protect the parks as well. The national parks would generate more funds if they sold permits. But most importantly, citizens can celebrate the true beauty with drone images in the video that they capture. These are just a few of the many benefits that drone use in the national parks would bring. Now that we have established the problem and how to potentially solve it, let's look at what this means for you and me. Drones will not magically appear in the national parks again unless we take action. We must voice our opinion for responsible drone operations. We must show that drones have a role to play in celebrating the beauty of our national parks. I conclude this speech with a call to action. Support the local drone communities. Don't shoot down drones or immediately assume a drone operator is spying on somebody. Don't assume a drone flying above you is a bad thing. Ask. More often than not, you'll find someone trying to explore the beauty of the world around you, but who is just using a different tool than you are. Make your voice heard. Contact the National Park Service and express your opinion. It's your park. If we can tolerate car alarms, screaming kids, and campfire drunks, we can certainly allow responsible drone flights that help all Americans celebrate our national parks.